As the country works to slow the growth of COVID-19 or Wuhan virus, economic activity in the U.S. has slowed to a historic pace. The market decline over the last month reflects that reality. Now, yesterday, which was March 24th, however, it was the single largest point gain ever. Today's not shaping up to be a bad day either. It was historic for sure, but not yet a time to think that we're out of the woods. That's what's known as a dead cat bounce. Not my name, that's actually the name given to it. Many economists are predicting a historic economic slowdown in the second quarter of the year with a return to growth in quarter three, which is very promising news. And based upon what I see, that seems like a very reasonable expectation. Easter, I think, is a little aggressive, and I think people will be a little hesitant to gather, even if that point, the trajectory is going down. One thing to keep in mind is the Federal Reserve has injected record amounts of liquidity into the system, which have helped stabilize large portions of the financial market, and that's part of what you're seeing today. The next steps are for Congress to pass the multi-trillion-dollar fiscal bill that will target a few different people: unemployed workers, corporations, and public entities that are suffering the effects of the slowdown. As of this recording, we did hear that Congress approved a bill, but we don't yet know all the details. So hopefully I'll be able to give you an update tomorrow on those details and our thoughts. Once it becomes evident that the spread of the virus is slowing and the country is returning to work, the markets will respond in a very positive manner, I anticipate. If the evidence from China with respect to the behavior of the virus is accurate and our shelter-in-place strategy works, the expectations are that we're going to begin to see a slowdown in new cases by about mid-April. Now, keep in mind the U.S. has a history of dealing with crises and rebounding from them in a stronger position. So I just ask you to stay optimistic and hopeful. The underlying economy is very strong, and this is just a little setback for all of us, is the way I look at it. So this leads to what you should and should not do. Now, there are a few things. No one knows how bad this could get or how much hype is surrounding it. I'm sure, like me, you've been hearing everything from this was created by a virus Democrats were working on with the Chinese to this was given to the Chinese from the American military. Unfortunately, people like you and I will probably never know the exact truth. I don't think that's the point, though. The point is, don't buy into this hype and keep a level head. The worst thing that you could do is believe anyone who tells you with absolute conviction that they know what's coming. If someone gave me a strong argument why the market is going to crash further, I'm sure there'd be some validity and I could even buy into it. Likewise, if someone gave me a strong argument that this is a great buying time and we'll be back to normal within a few months, there too I'd find validity. Now, day to day, no one knows. So the absolute worst thing is to make emotional decisions that feel safe in the short term, but it'll decimate your long-term goals. So what you should do, though, is keep an eye on the news, but don't watch it all day. Go out for a walk, but practice social distancing. Don't congregate. Adhere to the CDC recommended guidelines. Another thing that you can do is support your local business. This is very important. Don't get in that bubble. That will only prolong the economy downturn and market recovery. Order takeout. Buy things from online from local businesses that they can deliver. Support the economy. Help everyone bounce back quickly, and that takes a team effort. Now, you may be sitting there saying, well, one person isn't going to make a big change. Every single one of you can help, and it all adds up. Don't take the poor, pitiful me victim attitude. It's not healthy and it's not productive. The Red Cross, another thing is the Red Cross, I heard, is in desperate need of blood. Go give blood. Imagine if you were on the other side and there wasn't enough. This is a small token of appreciation for the life that you have. And lastly, and it may be the last thing that you want to hear at this point, if you have money sitting on the sidelines and you have a long-term horizon and can stomach some volatility, it may be a very good time to kind of tiptoe and get some of that invested. Now, believe me, this will end. Until then, take care of yourself and your loved ones, and I promise to stay in touch.